right, welcome to the Abnormally Average podcast, where we bring you the sports content that you probably could have made yourself. We're recording this content in a studio that we honestly don't deserve.
No.
The Clifford Street Studios is way too nice for us, and we can't thank Jamie Frazier enough for letting us record in here.
Yeah, and make sure to listen next week. The first episode of Morty Unleashed, Jamie's podcast, is coming out. Want to make sure to mention that. We'll have a date for you. We'll probably link up on social, so be on the lookout for that as well.
That's cool. I didn't even know that project was coming out. That's awesome.
It's been in the works for a little bit here, but I think we finally. I've been producing for them. Editing their audio.
Yeah, that
stuff.
makes a lot more sense now.
I think we got a guest last week. We got a few episodes in the bank, so I think we're gonna push out like 3 of them at a time. So
okay,
it'll be
cool. Yeah, no, I'm excited for that.
Morty Unleashed.
Morty Unleashed. I'll be on the lookout for that. My name is Jacob Standard, and I've been incredibly average my entire life, but I'm pretty decent with a camera and some video editing software. So I've got zero on-air experience and zero reason for you to listen to me, but I was able to talk Ty Henderson into this, who is the producer for Bucky and Aaron Monday through Friday on the Horn. He is the co-host and founder of the Lone Star Lowdown podcast, and he's also a co-host and founder of this podcast, the Abnormally Average podcast. Ty Henderson, how are you?
Good. I guess you could say I'm a professional podcaster as well, right?
Yeah, I guess you could.
And it's not fair. I have heard you on Patrick Davis's show, Instant Serious. I heard you talk.
I was hoping nobody heard that.
I heard you talk. Y'all talking some Cowboys the other night. I texted in, but yeah, it's good. Finally, get our first official episode going, and hopefully y'all have checked out some of the video clips we put out on all the socials, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that. You can find all those accounts by just looking up Abnormally Average.
Yeah. So on YouTube, we're Abnormally Average Podcast. Same with TikTok and Instagram. The only one that's different is Twitter. Somebody had Abnormally Average Podcast already. So we are _AA Pod.
Okay. I'll call it Alcoholic Anonymous Pod as well.
There you go. Yeah. Well, this is our first official meeting, right?
Our first official episode.
Of
you can already tell by the first few minutes of this, we are average.
We rehearsed this.
Did we? Yeah.
But we appreciate all 2 of our fans that have checked out the clips we've already been putting out on social media.
Yeah, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, Mom, Dad, get off of TikTok. There's nothing there for you.
It is weird how, I feel like on TikTok, the algorithm, if you just do what we were doing, with the 2 cameras here in front of us, it'll give you some views even if you don't have any followers. Oh,
the content doesn't have to be great as long as there's a little bit of production value.
That's the only platform where that's the case, though. I feel like. I mean, we've got a little bit of traction on Instagram, but when your account with under 50 followers, it's
when you started an account on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but we appreciate everyone that, our friends that are listening right now and have followed us on all those accounts. But
yeah, even if you are just following us to make fun of us.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
We will take that.
I'm pretty good at getting made fun of. Aaron, if you're listening, you've said that's one of my best qualities, so thank you.
He did? He told you that?
Yeah, I mean, for radio, I feel like it's a good quality. Yeah. To be able to take shit and not get I get butthurt sometimes, but I don't let it
Oh, I
don't hold grudges,
I feel like the key to this whole thing is not being too cool to
Yeah, the people that get made fun of are the people that act like they're too cool.
Right.
Like the Dan Orlovskis, even though he seems like he's a good guy, but he definitely acts like he knows what he's talking about all the time. And we're like, dude, you are the guy that, backed up out of an end zone and because it looked like you were scared.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite highlights ever.
Oh, that's one of the NFL Live crew's favorite highlights as well. They throw it in his face as often as they can.
But yeah, anyways, what do we got on deck today?
We have a dense show to get through. There's a lot that happens in the sports world over the course of a week, so we are going to do our best to hit all of it, but it would be a crime if we started this show any other way than with the footage that you sent me earlier today. Do you want to fill everybody in on what you gave me?
Yeah, so we talked about it a little bit the last time we met in our unofficial first episode. We got some clips from, but in high school, this started in middle school. I don't know if I mentioned this to you before, but we had a fight club in middle school. That was, it was after school, me and 4 other guys organized it. It was on the way to the buses in an alleyway behind the gym kind of.
Yeah.
Where people come out we had lockers in middle school and get all your shit.
Oh, I forgot about lockers.
Yeah, I loved my locker. It was dirty, but you know, you can keep whatever you want in there.
Right.
So walk out with all your buddies, whatever. We had one guy that would get out, sprint out there, kind of make like a wall and not let anyone through and be like, hey, there's an event coming up. Get in line.
Y'all putting posters up in the school?
No, I mean, it was word of mouth throughout the day, but I mean, this went on for like a month. I haven't even explained the best parts yet.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's like a closed off little gate, like almost like an arena of concrete on the way to the buses, you know, behind the school, like I was saying. So we had a guy sit there, pay $1. You get to come in, you get to watch a fight, you know, like it wasn't like a fist throwing fight like the video I sent you. But it was about as close as it could get to it. There was tears, there was blood.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, that went on. We eventually got caught. No one really got in trouble, which was cool. But that kind of mentality carried on to high school. And I think like that video I sent you was from sophomore or junior year in Boulder Park and Lost Creek. That was another word of mouth day of.
That is an epic scene.
Me and my buddy, I mean, he was a smaller guy and he was someone that took a lot of shit. I did as well. But in the morning, I think we got prodded and somehow they're like, oh, y'all should have a boxing match. And he was like, oh, yeah, sure. And that's kind of how he talks. He's a Wisconsin family.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
But so the whole day goes on, talk some shit, make some hype videos, whatever. Everybody comes out there and I'm just throwing hand over head haymakers, bombs the whole time. It's also like 25 degrees, and I remember before the fight started, he took off his shirt and was like, oh yeah, I'm going shirtless, bro. And I was like, all right, that's your decision.
Yeah,
like it's cold as shit out here. And we also made it a championship bout. So
bout. There was a belt?
No, but it was 12 rounds.
Oh,
12 3-minute rounds. And the round I think I sent you was like round 9, to where like we were just. It was like a circle of like 50 kids.
The video I saw, both of you are throwing haymakers, hoping the other one just kills over.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because that was at that point. The beginning, we also, the rules of it wasn't exactly a boxing match because we allowed like, you could tackle and bring to the ground, but you couldn't like throw elbows, you couldn't kick. But you could I'm pretty sure I worked that into the negotiations because I was like, no matter what, I'll be able to tackle them.
You're going to shoot the takedown.
Which is I did the entire time.
Yeah, y'all were ahead of the curve on like UFC and stuff like that.
Oh, no, UFC was a thing. Me and my dad watched some early UFC.
That's
like
where
some
you learned
Kimbo
it.
Slice and stuff. That was fun. But
yeah,
I mean, I've never been much. I've gotten in a decent amount of fights, but I'm more of a punch before I get punched kind of guy and hope I land the first one. As you saw, maybe we can post
it'll be right beneath you. Yeah, that is because when you sent that to me, I was like, there is footage. It exists.
Yeah, and there you might see a few faces in there too.
Is there anybody I'm gonna have to blur
out? There was Sam. Like I said last week that Sam was the ref, which he was because in the video you see how the larger fellow Joey, who you've met before, is kind of getting in the way, and he's like. He was just being a terrible ref. His hands were in his pockets because he was cold, and he was kind of just in our shit.
Could you imagine if an actual boxing ref acted like that? Just hands in his pockets, just like, hey, stop punching him. We need to take a break.
You might hear some audio of the guy recording, Charlie Hibbler, actually just complaining about Joey being, up in my shit, which that video comes from the Sam corner because everybody was gambling on this.
Yeah.
But Sam Ellinger, I also was fighting a kid named Sam. This is super confusing.
Okay, so that was my question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the kid's name is Sam. I'm fighting, but Sam Ellinger, former Texas quarterback,
right,
and football teammate of mine, he was put in place around round 10 of 12 rounds to finish off being the ref because things were getting dicey.
Y'all had a ref change?
Yes, in the middle of the fight. And it was ultimately the ref wasn't going to decide who won. It was the crowd. But there was some controversy I didn't mention last week at the end. So it ended, like I said, I could tackle him. So
sure.
I tackled him. I'm literally Donkey Konging his ass. Just so tired, like about to throw up. And he somehow out of this throws up a punch or his glove or something. I have a scar. I don't know. It's on one of these eyebrows here.
Yeah.
And it slices me. I don't even feel it, and I'm still and Sam Ellinger throws me off because I'm literally just covered in blood, bleeding all over him. And the initial reaction was that I had lost because I was bleeding.
More bloody. Yeah.
But after because there was, like I said, there's a lot of money on this.
How much are we talking?
I mean, probably $150 bets placed around
Each?
Oh, people were putting like 25 to $100. I don't know. Maybe I doubt anyone put $100 on it. But
okay.
There was some cash flow going around.
Yeah. So people are invested in the winner, is what you were saying.
Yes, and I did win eventually. I mean, I should have won more handedly, considering I was like double the size of the kid at the time.
Did y'all have designated judges?
No, like I said, it was just the crowd, and I was kicking his ass.
Yeah.
But he just made me bleed. So their argument was like, "Oh, well, he made him bleed," but people were like, "No, he was
recency bias.
He was on top of him,
right,
beating his ass." So, but yeah, so that's the Fight Club story. And then I sent you another video.
Yes, you did.
Powder Puff.
And I still haven't made sense.
Did y'all not have Powder Puff at your
We
high school?
did, but I have not
was it
made
like
sense
a
of the video.
Event
Dude, we were like on the school's football field doing Powder Puff.
No, this was at another local park in Cuernavaca. Because you see some water there. That's Lake Austin.
Yeah.
That's like a little canal off Lake Austin.
Yeah, some people took a dive.
So I'm guessing you'll probably play this video too. Enough time's passed where I don't care if this is out on socials, but you see Brecken Hager at the beginning of the video, former Texas captain.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what Powder Puff is, it's the senior girls against the junior girls at the end of the year. When it's usually, like you said, at the football stadium. And they're either probably flag football.
That's what we were
doing. Maybe a little
doing.
touch football or something, but. No, we didn't do that. We went out to the practice fields a few times and did full hitting drills with no pads. A chick broke her collarbone. I mean, we were for real. And then we went out there and literally like we line up. It's like a big field. There's probably like 200 people at this at least.
There was a bunch. Like the camera keeps turning and new people keep showing up.
That was at the front of the crowd.
Oh my!
So like it expanded, and like people bring like eggs and like ketchup and
I did see somebody catch an egg to the face.
Yeah, so
pretty violently.
No, it was a scary scene for sure. And this, mind you, this isn't like a public park in the middle of the day when there's like, I'm sure there was families there. Like, what the hell is going on? But so in the video you see Haley Strong, Charlie Strong, former Texas head coach's daughter, who also went to Westlake for a little bit. Charge ahead. Let me backtrack a little.
Maybe
backtrack.
we won't play the video.
Maybe not. This is probably better for you can maybe take a snapshot of it or something without any of those people I mentioned in it. Just
catching an egg right to the temple.
Yeah, actually, at the opening frame, you see one of my buddies, Hunter Spencer. You might have met him. Like, it's hilarious. It's like if you just open the video and don't press play, look in there at his face. But
I couldn't tell what was going on, but that was the one part I caught clearly. Is somebody from like up here to the ground, egg to the face.
Yeah, so it started as a football game, maybe ran one play of legitimate 11-on-11, and then it became just a full-on, just like, all right, line up, and they would just run at each other and start fighting. Like, and we broke it up a few times and be like, all right, line it back up, we're actually going to play. But yeah, no, that was a fun day. And then the next year, because that was my junior year, the next year, the junior girls, after witnessing that footage, like seeing that footage and all those videos, were kind of pussies and didn't want to do it. So, and then I think they started doing like a real Powder Puff game after that.
Oh, so y'all were the last ones.
Yeah, but that was Westlake tradition to do it like that at that location.
That's awesome.
For a very long time. All right, what's trending this week in sports? Bob Huggins. Thoughts?
Man, did he step in it. So he did that Cincinnati radio show, and they were asking him about Xavier. And he talked about the fans throwing rubber penises on the crowd or on the court. And then he used some very colorful language to describe those people that were throwing the rubber penises.
Homophobic language.
Very homophobic.
Which will get you canceled.
It will get you canceled. That's why I'm not going to repeat what he said. We're not going to play the clip.
No.
None of it.
Of course not. I mean, we could play the clip censored. I don't know. It's up to you. Probably not.
Yeah, I'll just beep it out. But
yeah, so I heard something might come down today. Like they're making him go to some actual. We talk about it a lot in the mornings on Bucky and Aaron, but sensitivity training.
So they cut his salary by $1 million, and they're going to use that money to send it to organizations that support marginalized communities. He's suspended 3 regular season games, and he has to go to sensitivity training. Oh, and his contract is now on a year-to-year basis. There is no more multi-year deal.
Okay, so
my biggest thing is people are outraged because they say that West Virginia just didn't punish him for this.
I mean,
I expected it to be a little more. I'm actually a little surprised he still has a job today.
it's West Virginia.
Because of today's social climate, though. I'm surprised he still has a job. But
It's West Virginia.
I will say, for the people saying that he didn't get punished, they see $1 million and they think, oh, well, that's nothing to a guy that makes $3.2 million because they're comparing it to their bills. Like when you're a millionaire, you have millionaire
You were
bills.
planning on making that $1 million.
A third of your salary is gone.
Yeah, no, that sucks. But I can't say he doesn't deserve it, and it's kind of his own fault because he went on a live radio show and didn't say it once. He said it like 3 times.
No hesitation.
And I don't understand. I mean, why didn't the producer of that show dump it?
That's what I was thinking.
Or were they just like, it's probably in the long run better for the radio station. Pay the fine or whatever, but you get everybody replaying that clip all across the country.
Yeah,
and that's just a local Cincinnati radio show.
Yeah, because the host, they paused on the first one, and then he loaded up and fired it off again.
Yeah, they're
and
like,
then they jumped in. Yeah,
oh, Bob, you're the best, man. Like, fuck.
Dude, Bob threw the first one out there, nobody, and then he was like, well, I'm going to throw the same pitch.
That whole bit was like just Bob Huggins like accosting, like just talking shit to those guys, being like, y'all are dumbasses anyway.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, what do you think about this, Bob? Like, it sounded like the dumbest fucking show on the planet. But,
hey, we are the dumbest show on the planet. Nobody will ever take
we are the
that
most
from
average
us.
show on the planet, not the dumbest. We're smart guys.
Yeah, you're right. We're right in the middle.
But that show, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, Bob Huggins.
All right, so we're going to get into our NFL headlines, our first segment of this show. Should we give it a name?
That can come in time.
Yeah,
we can have like guests help us name stuff like that. It needs to come in the moment.
There you go.
We don't need to do any planning. We're average guys. Come on.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Actually, I'm going to leave all that in there. That's great. But the NFL schedule release is going to happen at 7 p.m. tonight. So we're recording on a Thursday afternoon. It will go out on a Friday morning.
I thought they were having like a release thing tonight.
They are. That's what I said. The NFL schedule will come out. Yeah.
In 1 year out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. At 7 p.m. They've been leaking little nuggets of it, so you know a little bit.
That's stupid.
But
who's going to watch that? Just give me the schedule. Why couldn't I wake up today and just have the schedule?
I would.
Is that tomorrow?
I would watch the schedule.
You would watch? Why? Just so you could hear him be like, oh, well, week 8, the Browns are going to play the Falcons, and it's supposed to be a little cold that weekend. We could see Deshaun Watson. Like,
you want to know why I'd watch it?
Why?
Because it's the only option they give me.
Dude, there's NHL playout. The Stars play tonight.
Oh, it's going to be muted on another
playoffs.
TV.
Yeah,
but
come on.
Anyway,
just watch the hype ass video the Cowboys socials put out where they like you know those videos I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, every team puts them out, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I like those, but I don't need to watch a NFL Network special on the schedule release.
Yeah, it's a little much, but it is the only
But I respect
option.
the grind, sure.
It's the only option we get, and
that stops at like the draft for me. I'll watch all 2 days.
Just
of
clean
draft.
cut all
Draft's
the way
2
until,
days now, right? Yeah, so I'll watch up until about the 6th round of the draft, and that's where my fandom ends.
I'll check some ESPN notifications.
Yeah.
I'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
But what you can do is like the opponents are available for the next year, so you don't know when you're going to play them, but we do have a list of opponents and home or away. So I pulled up the Cowboys list.
We know when we're going to play the 49ers.
Yes.
So week
5.
5?
Week 5.
Oh, it's Texas OU week.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But the Cowboys play there, so.
Yeah, we're going to lose that game. I hate to break it
No,
to you.
we only lose in the playoffs, so I bet we win that game.
So that leads to my next point. I was going to ask you to give a prediction. Put a number, win-loss on the Cowboys this year.
What does Vegas say? 10.5?
I haven't looked at that. If they do say 10.5, my number was 11-6.
11-6?
Yeah, because I think we split with the Giants. I think we split with the Eagles. We sweep Washington. And then I gave us a loss to the Lions at home. That just feels like a game the Cowboys lose.
The Vegas total is 9.5.
9.5.
Minus 130.
Okay, so I'm 2 over Vegas. But I also gave us losses to the 49ers, Dolphins, and Bills on the road.
We'll win one of those games.
Which one?
We'll lose a game that we're supposed to win. Like, we'll lose the Commanders. I still think I agree with you. I think 11-6, 12-5, 10-7.
Yeah, and I think that's good enough. I think that's good enough for a wild card spot this year.
The Eagles over under sitting at 10.5. So they're obviously the favorites in the division betting wise, but I could see the Cowboys competing for the division this year. I'll go with 12-5. I'll be optimistic.
12-5. Look at you, you ray of sunshine.
Yeah, but then I started instantly when I said that, I started thinking of Dak Prescott throwing interceptions in the flat, and I was like, is he going to stop doing that? Because he's done that 2 straight years.
That's why the next thing I wrote down after the wild card spot is until I see this alleged commitment to the run game and defense, first round exit is what I see for the Cowboys.
We won a game last year.
Huh?
We won a game last year.
We did.
Come on.
We did.
Give us some props here, man.
Well, what was it? The first playoff win, and
we've seen 6 playoff wins in our lives. I think
of how many years that is.
Aaron was saying this morning that since the Texans have been a franchise, they had the same amount of division championships and playoff wins as the Cowboys.
Really?
And Super Bowls, obviously.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't believe him.
I don't believe.
But then I was like, yeah, that's a shitty division, Aaron. Like, come on. Of course y'all do. It's all right.
Who do you think accumulated for most of those division championships?
They won like 3 in a row with Deshaun Watson.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
And then they were good for like 2 years when they had Matt Schaub.
Yeah, and a different team wins the NFC East every year. It's
the AFC South, you mean? Oh, NFC East.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the Cowboys' numbers aren't.
Yeah, no. What is it? Since like 1999, a different team has won it every year. So we'll see if that changes this year.
I don't think so.
I don't know, dude. I still don't think. I still have doubts about Jalen Hurts for some reason, which seems really idiotic at this point. But
I agree. I think your blue blood is kind of seeping out a little bit, but
I don't know. I just like to see him throw a 10-yard out a few more times before I'm completely.
Believe me, I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong about the Eagles so bad, but everything I've seen.
I just want to see him put it in that pocket a few more times before I'm convinced.
Yeah.
I know he can run a quarterback sneak.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know that.
Yeah.
But
not with Big Mozzie in the middle now.
Yeah. Was that the thought there with that draft pick by Jerry, you think?
I think that pick was made solely to stop that.
That's literally what Micah Parsons said on the Bleacher Report thing he was on. Like, he's like, yeah, QE sneak. What? But yeah, so
okay, so if you don't think the Eagles are the betting favorite, that leads into my next topic.
Well, they are the betting favorite.
Or not the betting favorite, not your favorite to win the division. If you're not convinced.
I'm never going to say that.
If you're not convinced, you're never going to say the Eagles are your favorite to win the division.
No, never going to say that. I don't care.
I respect it.
What I look like.
I respect it.
No, because I don't think they are.
Who do you got
in my heart.
Who do you got, the Giants?
No, I have the Cowboys. I wouldn't be butthurt if the Giants won the division.
I would.
No, the only team I really despise in our division is the Eagles.
It's a good one to hate.
I honestly like the Redskins sometimes. Sometimes,
the Commanders, man, Jesus.
Yeah, but actually, since they've been the Commanders, not so much. I did like the Washington football team though.
Washington football team was pretty cool. I
heard they might switch back
to
with the new ownership that's coming in.
Switch back to what?
Football team or change it to something else because Commanders kind of flopped.
I was really hoping Bezos was going to buy it so they could be the Washington Prime.
That'd be kind of cool.
I would be into that.
Would they have to have an Amazon logo?
It's just it's
a red Amazon logo.
It's
what's the South Park
delivery guy
or Cartman is the what? Do you watch South Park?
I do.
What's the episode where it's the Washington Redskins fuck you? Like there's no trademark on the Washington Redskins. So he starts the company. He's like Washington Redskins, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. No, that's a good episode.
So I'm going to completely just 90-degree turn on you here then.
What do you?
I want to go over the division winners and wild card teams then because now I'm intrigued. You got into
all
it a
the division winners?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the AFC East, Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets.
We're just going to pop these off?
Oh, yeah. Just quick fire.
Bills.
Got the Bills.
Until proven otherwise.
Me too.
Thought process.
AFC North, Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns.
Bengals until.
Okay, so we're in agreement there.
Yep.
AFC South, Jaguars, Titans, Colts, Texans.
I'm going to go with the Titans here.
You're going to take the Titans.
I think they bounce back. Okay. I think, and Ryan Tannehill's not very good, but when he's healthy, they're all right. If Derrick Henry stays healthy, they're all right. They upgraded their O-line, got rid of Taylor Lewan, who was never really the same after ACL tear.
Or after he started the podcast.
Yeah, Bussin. It's a good one. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like they had the best coach. I know Trevor Lawrence is badass, but that team, I feel like, got lucky at the end of last year. I feel like a healthy Tennessee would have beat them in that last game. That was pretty much a playoff game.
Yeah,
they almost did with Josh Dobbs.
Interesting. I'm going to go with the Jaguars, and I hope we both get clipped when playoff season rolls around and it's the Texans.
That's fine. These aren't like my official predictions, but yeah, clip it. Sure.
No, these are mine. These are set in stone. I'm going to go write these. I'm going to go get these tattooed after this show.
I do remember some of mine. I said the Texans would make the playoffs last year. Just trying to be contrarian.
There you go.
I remembered it, though. Didn't work. Week 1, they tied, though.
Did you remember it, or did no one let you forget it?
No, I remembered because we talked about it on Sit Serious, like a year in review, because Patrick wrote them all down.
Yeah.
And, no, they were pretty good. Anthony actually had it was Alabama will beat Texas by a field goal, last second field goal. He had a bunch of ones that were damn, Anthony. He was oh. He's I honestly just was pulling shit out of my ass, but okay, cool.
Good for
so
him.
Yeah, maybe we'll pull these next year.
We'll get some betting futures for
the Titans, I'll take AFC South Titans.
Okay. So for the AFC West, this one's easy. Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos.
Chiefs.
Obviously the Chiefs. Here's where it gets fun. Wild card teams. Who you got? You got 3 of them. I'll tell you mine.
Okay.
Jets, Ravens, and Raiders.
Is the Jets your first wild card?
No particular order.
And the Raiders, too?
Yes, the Raiders. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is a game manager enough for that offense to work better than it did last season.
Gross.
He's still not liking it.
Are you a Raiders fan or something?
No, I'm not. I think that team's going to do it.
Derek Carr is so much better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Josh McDaniels is a terrible coach.
So what teams in the AFC are going to beat him out for that spot?
Baltimore?
Baltimore already has. That's what I said. Jets, Ravens, and Raiders.
Well, you want to listen to mine?
No.
Okay, well, Baltimore, I think the Steelers make it too.
Okay.
I mean, Mike Tomlin is probably one of the most consistent coaches in the league. They almost made it last year. Kenny Pickett looked all right, added more weapons. I like it. Baltimore, same deal, so consistent with Harbaugh. If Lamar Jackson can stay healthy, they're maybe a Super Bowl contender.
I'll take that. I like the Steelers.
And then I'll probably go Chargers. They have too much talent. They made the playoffs last year. That collapse was insane. Were they up 28 points? So I don't know. Or the Jags too. There could be that division in the AFC South so bad that I could see 2 teams just whooping ass all year. I could see Indianapolis winning 2 games, and I could see the same thing for the Texans.
Yeah, another name to throw in there that neither of us mentioned: the Dolphins.
Yeah, but I don't trust Tua.
Health issues. Sure,
I could see Tom Brady going there mid-season. They're instantly a Super Bowl favorite in my eyes. If you had a quarterback that I knew wasn't going to get hurt, with the moves they made, getting Jalen Ramsey, getting Nick Chubb at the end of Bradley Chubb at the end of last year.
Yeah.
Because their defense was a little lackluster. I think with a consistent, if Tua can stay healthy, I like Miami as a top 5 team to win the Super Bowl next year. In my top 5.
I'm not upset with that. So the NFC, we'll just run through it real quick because it's not nearly as deep. I've got Eagles, Lions, Saints, 49ers, and then Cowboys, Bears, Seahawks as my wild cards.
Bears?
I like the Bears. I like the direction they're headed.
No. Justin Fields is a dumbass.
Okay.
You can just tell.
Fair enough.
You can just tell.
Fair enough.
He's got that look in his eyes.
He's got the deer in the headlight eyes.
No, yeah. I mean, maybe just look stupid, but I feel like I got that. A lot of scouts got that vibe out of college. That's the reason why he kind of slipped a little bit. Obviously, great runner. Yeah. But until I see him throw a 10-yard out a few times, because he hasn't improved that yet. Jalen Hurts.
Who is he throwing to?
Dude, it doesn't
You do have to have a target.
I know, but you can see it. There's a reason why they weren't even attempting it or trying. They went out and got Clay's Claypool which was a terrible trade. They traded a 2nd-round pick for a wide receiver that's built like a tight end and runs like a 5.5 40.
Yeah, well, that's why they got DJ Moore, right? To take
He's
the top
good.
off.
Yeah, no, he'll take the top off for sure. I don't know. I don't like that pick. I still think the Green Bay will be better than the Bears next year. I think Green Bay will commit to the run. I think Green Bay and Dallas will be very similar teams.
Okay. You think Roshan has a big role in that Bears offense?
Not early. Probably an injury has to happen. I mean, Khalil Herbert's pretty much a carbon copy of what he does, power back wise.
Okay. Who was the other running back they got? They made another move for a running back, didn't they?
I know David Montgomery's in Detroit now.
Right.
Yeah, they got Roshan Johnson. Yeah, they do have another guy. Shit. I can look that up. But
this is such a great show.
I know. We're so prepared.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears running backs.
While you're looking,
you have a guess?
Do I have a guess? I was gonna say DeAndre Swift, but I know that's not right.
It's Deontay Foreman.
Deontay Foreman.
So they dude, they're committing to the power run.
Yeah.
All three of their guys are, and Tristan Ebner too. I mean, no one that's Deontay Foreman's a lot bigger than those other guys, but
in the NFC, I think they're good enough to make a wild card spot in the NFC.
I mean, no team from the NFC South is. Could you see Atlanta competing this year for a wild card? They weren't bad last year. Same with Carolina.
I don't know enough about Atlanta because.
All right. Well, first, who's going to be better out of Atlanta and Carolina? One's got a second-year quarterback in Desmond Ridder. Got Bryce Young, first overall pick.
I'm going to go with Carolina just because I haven't seen Bryce Young in the NFL. I've seen what Desmond Ridder looks like a little bit.
He started one game,
yeah.
And he threw the ball like 12 times.
Do you think Bijan makes him a better team than
yes.
Carolina? You do?
I mean, Atlanta's got more weapons. The Panthers signed Miles Sanders, but they traded DJ Moore. They got rid of Deontay Foreman.
Let's put a bet on this.
I mean,
I
think that's a coin flip, honestly. We haven't seen Bryce Young, like you said, which scares me.
Yeah, he's a wild card.
Just because you're number one pick doesn't mean you're going to be good, especially in your rookie year.
But if you're picking the better of two shitty teams, I think you take the team with a ceiling that you haven't seen yet.
Atlanta does this every year, but they closed out last year on a high note. And Arthur Smith, he's a good coach, runs the ball. Bijan go in there is huge. They already have Cordell Patterson and Tyler Algier from BYU at the running back position. So I don't know. I could see them winning 8 games and getting in at 8-9, maybe 9-8. Because that's a weak division. I mean, Baker Mayfield, is he going to win games in Tampa?
Bucks.
That's going to be the most unathletic,
Dude, I will watch those games every week.
Injury-ridden team. Awful. Imagine, Baker Mayfield doing his fat man scramble, throwing it up to Mike Evans, who's just lugging down the field, and man, that's gonna be fun to watch, honestly, because there will be some Baker moments.
Oh yeah.
Even if they win 4 games, he'll have 2 game-winning drives.
They're going to win a tight one against the Panthers or the Falcons or something, and Baker's going to go plant a flag in the middle of the field, and
he's going to go get on the pirate ship.
Right, that was their third win of the season, and Baker's up there firing the cannons.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Trask starts the year for them.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right, well, we obviously like to talk because we've been going for almost an hour at this point. We still have not talked about the NBA playoffs, which is, the NFL is king, but it's probably the most relevant thing going on right now in the sports world.
Yeah, we should probably pretend like we watch other sports on this show.
I haven't been watching as much as I would have liked. I mean, the games are so late. A lot of these teams are out
the ones
west.
That are worth watching are late, yeah.
Yeah, and it's tough, and there is hockey on too, which we can touch on as well if time permitting, but I have been watching a lot of hockey. So we got the Lakers up 3-2, heading back to LA tomorrow night.
Yep.
Trying to close it out against the Warriors.
Yeah.
Steph Curry and the gang, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green had 16, 17 points last night too. They win by 15 plus, which most people expected. What do you think? How do you think the rest of the series plays out? Anthony Davis is probably good to play after he faked his concussion. He got wheelchaired out.
Dude. So I wasn't looking at the TV when that happened. I just heard what was going on, and I heard Anthony Davis in a wheelchair in the back of the stadium and all that, and I was like, what the hell happened? Did his leg fold on itself or something? I didn't realize he got hit in the head.
Yeah, no, he's soft, and I'll leave it there. I mean, we knew he was going to pull some antics like this at some point in this series.
Well, he put 2 good games together in a row. He had to find a way to get out of the third.
That never happens. I still got the Warriors in this series, man.
You do?
Yeah, heart of a champion. I realize LeBron's a champion too, but this team, they have their moments, but what just happened?
Is that Jamie?
Is that a ghost?
Is
Okay. Yeah, the remote's right here. Yeah. The ghost of Clifford Studios. Dude, what is going on right now? Jamie?
It's got to be Jamie, right?
I don't know.
Maybe that's him playing us off stage.
Maybe that's just shoddy wiring of this fan. I don't know, but
that's like at the award shows where you go too long and they play you off stage.
Yeah, we're gonna play off. No, he said 6 o'clock, so we're good for now. We still got, but yeah, I was saying, Steph Curry.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great cut.
I know, Jesus. Steph Curry makes the lights go out. That's my point, pretty much.
Wow. Well.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. He's I realize he hasn't been shooting as well as years past in this series, especially, but man, when he needs to fill it up, he does. He gets the job done. Klay Thompson doesn't have to be that second guy. If Andrew Wiggins can play like he did last night, I think they pull out a close victory in Game 6 in LA, and then they come home and play another game like last night and win by 10 plus.
Yeah, I mean, the Warriors were in control the entire game yesterday. They won every quarter except the third, where they tied with the Lakers.
Which is weird because that's usually, in years past, that's been, the Warriors in the third quarter.
Right, like you said, though, we expected that. Right, the Lakers put together 2 really good games. They've got a lot of age on that team, so it makes sense.
Well, they got a lot of guys that barely have played together. Most of that team's either been hurt,
right,
just now getting healthy, right, or was acquired at the trade deadline.
Yeah, but they took a game off, and I think you could see it. Professionals will never tell you that they took a break in the middle of a series, but
yeah, that's hard for me to believe, though. Maybe in the first round, but maybe for Kawhi Leonard, I don't think LeBron James takes games off like that in the playoffs.
You don't think so?
In the playoffs.
You don't think so?
Yeah, maybe it's teammates. Maybe it's not like they're doing it on purpose, but subconsciously.
Maybe he doesn't do it on purpose. Maybe it's
Is that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay. The ghost of Clifford Studios is just knocking shit around.
Maybe just, the legs aren't working today like they were 2 days ago.
Yeah, he is, 30?
38.
38.
Yeah. So there's 2 things for Game 6. Lakers are 5-0 at home this postseason, and we all know what Game 6 Klay is about.
So you think Klay Thompson prop bets?
Ooh, maybe.
All right, remind me. Alexa, remind me tomorrow, Klay Thompson prop bets. Okay.
But then you have to couple it with the Lakers winning.
No, I don't like that whatsoever.
They're 5-0 at home this postseason.
So?
And I'm a Lakers fan.
I'm contrarian.
I'm going Lakers.
You're a Lakers fan.
Yeah. So my family didn't have a basketball team.
What a loser.
When I was getting into basketball, Kobe was everywhere. So
Kobe Schmoby.
I'm in a weird spot because I'm a Lakers fan. But
the Mavericks ended Kobe's career, swept his ass in the playoffs en route to a championship. So
thank you.
I hope that made you feel good as a child.
I hope you feel good with your one championship.
Yeah, like you count those, like you're a real Lakers fan. Whatever.
Oh, do you count the Cowboys championships?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
I'm a real Cowboys fan.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, all right, we got to go quick here. So Heats and Knicks, Game 5. Knicks pull out a victory. Jalen Brunson put that team on his back.
38 points.
I'm missing him as a Mavs fan, but more importantly than those 38 points, he played the entire game.
He did.
Did not come off the floor for 1 minute.
What a dog.
I know. Really happy for the guy. I realized there was a lot of ulterior, I don't even know what I'm saying, but his dad was a coach for the Knicks. I don't blame him for going there. He got more money. He doesn't have to play next to Luka and get half the shots he would.
Oh, you thought it was a nepotism thing.
I mean, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Like, we offered him more money than he's getting right now, and he still went there. I think it's more about the role. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, good for the guy. Knicks still getting clapped in that series. Jimmy Butler come back home for Game 6.
Oh, yeah, signature playoff Jimmy game.
Definitely.
And an anomaly in Game 5 was the Knicks dominated the glass with 50 rebounds to Miami's 34. That won't happen again. Miami's the much more physical team.
Definitely didn't see the real Jimmy Butler out there or anything like that. So I expect them to close it out. Game 6. Next series, Celtics 76ers. This is a surprising one.
Yeah, so Game 6 will take place tonight. So we're recording this before the tip.
Who you got?
But who do I have in Game 6? You ready for this? I got the 76ers.
So do I, in a parlay.
Oh, you got them in a parlay.
That was attached to that Kansas City Royals dub that I was watching over here.
Oh, there you go. Well, the fun part is the game will have been played by the time this hits the air. So
Yeah.
we're opening ourselves up in the comments section for people to be like, these idiots, this came out.
Or you can tell us we were right and we won you money, but you didn't hear this in time, so you didn't win any money. But next time, you know to listen.
See, and that's the conflict for the audience. But I think James Harden and Joel Embiid are just too much for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I don't think
they're not meant for the moment.
No.
They made it to the finals last year, but that was.
I do think it goes 7 because I see a James Harden.
Then the 76ers have to lose tonight, so
Yes.
you don't have to. So you have the 76ers winning the series.
Yeah,
not
sorry,
tonight. I have them winning tonight.
Okay, no, I see a James Harden disappearing act tonight. But
all right, well then get your series futures in for the Philly to win. So you can still do that.
Yes.
Even though you might as well just bet on them in Game 7 in Jacob's scenario. But
Also, Ty, much better at gambling consulting than I am.
no, we don't have to do the consulting here.
I know.
Come get me. You know where I'm at.
The door just busts down.
That might have to do with the light shutting off. But
There you go. They shut our power off. So Nuggets at Suns. Nuggets are up 3-2. Who do you got winning the series, not the game?
I like the Nugs.
You like the Nugs to finish it off?
Like I've been saying. I know we didn't put out a podcast last week, but we think we talked about this. When they made that trade for Kevin Durant, they gave up all their depth. They lost Cameron Johnson. They lost Miles Bridges. It's just, in the playoffs, you can't rely on two guys to score you 80 points, 70 points, 60 points, whatever Devin Booker and KD have been doing. They've been playing better without Chris Paul, which I think is funny because they're playing faster, more loose. But when Jokic is dropping 50 and they're still losing, I don't think you're in for a series win. That's for sure. I think they clean it up. What is that tonight?
Yeah, Game 6 will be tonight. I actually have Phoenix winning this series.
Okay, so
I think even without DeAndre Ayton, I think it actually benefits them.
That helps them.
I think it benefits them to have Biyombo out there, just somebody to lean on Jokic, just make him tired.
I mean, Biyombo's more athletic than DeAndre Ayton.
Yes.
DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's bigger, so it's like
He's not bigger.
he's heavier.
Biyombo?
Yeah,
Biyombo's like 6'9", bro.
dude, but he's swollen.
He's got those long African arms.
Ayton is.
Seriously.
Is that helpful?
Kidding me?
So, and I don't agree with your Chris Paul point either. I get what you're saying. They play faster without Chris Paul. But
I feel like you're a big Chris Paul fan, too.
I'm not. I actually hate Chris Paul, but my only real beef with Chris Paul is that he can't stay healthy in the postseason.
Yeah, I don't like Chris Paul either.
I love his game. I can't stand the fact that he gets hurt every year in the postseason. His body just fails him at this time of the year.
Well, I don't think they're going to make it through. But yeah, any other thoughts on the NBA before we wrap that up? Maybe talk a little NHL just for a second because I really don't know that much about hockey still.
Okay, cool. No, we'll cut the NBA there.
Dallas Stars.
What about them?
Series tied 2-2.
Okay, who
Back
they
in
playing?
Dallas tonight. They're playing the Kraken, baby. Seattle Kraken.
There you go.
No. Joe Pavelski, Jamie Benn, and the boys gonna get it done. Can't say more than that. There's been some other crazy shit going on though. Toronto won their first playoff series since 2004,
The Maple Leafs.
and then proceeded to go down 3-0 to the Florida Panthers, who were the lowest seeded team in the playoffs. They did knock off the Bruins in the first round, who had the most wins of any NHL team in the regular season ever. But
Hot start.
yeah, the Maple Leafs. Any team from Canada is cursed in the NHL. They haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1999.
Oh, that's a thing. That's a real.
Later than that. I mean, there's only like 6 teams, I think.
Oh, I thought that was a bit you were doing just then. No, that's a real curse.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
No, it is.
That sucks.
Which, yeah, it really sucks because like Montreal is like, they suck. And that's like the hockey
I was gonna say,
mecca of the world.
hockey is their sport.
So you would think, but no. So yeah, the Stars are still in it. We got the Florida's probably going to move on. And then we have Carolina and New Jersey. They're tied 2-2. They play tonight as well. I think Carolina moves on in that series. And then the other series in the West. I'm just blanking on it right now.
Vegas Knights and
Yeah, Vegas and Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Connor McDavid.
One more time, who was it?
Connor McDavid.
No.
I don't even know what accent that was. That was like a Norwegian. I don't know. But Vegas, they've been playing well, and like I said, the Canadian curse is for real. You can have two of the best players in the NHL, and Connor McDavid, and the other young guy they have who's really good. I can't remember his name because they're all weird foreign names, and it's hard to remember.
Connor McDavid,
and he's like from Canada or America. He's not even foreign, but
well, good for him.
I like Vegas in that series just because of that curse. But anyway, that was talking NHL.
Hey, that's hockey talk.
Go
for
Stars!
You. That's awesome. Yeah.
Anything else? 40-acre wrap up.
You want to hit it? I mean, if we don't.
We got a few out of conference games before we wrap up the baseball season. I think we went out. We get close to 39 wins. Good. If we win all the rest of those games and then win the Big 12 tournament, still could host a regional, which is huge.
Cool.
There's that mock draft.
Yeah, the college football early rankings came out. Longhorns at 10. Thoughts?
Should be higher.
Should be higher. I love it. I love how much you bleed for the Longhorns.
Yeah, should be. We're going undefeated.
Oh, yes.
Come on.
So, as a diehard Longhorn, if things go south, how long is Quinn's leash? How long before they break that glass because of an emergency situation?
I think it's pretty damn long. I think unless he gets hurt, he's starting, or is flat out terrible, which I don't think is possible. Based off what I've seen from him.
What if they don't even look competitive against Alabama?
That's not going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. You will lose 2. You start the year 1-2. We might see Malik Murphy in the game 4.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
I'll take it. Wanted?
Yes, yeah. I did. From a lifelong Longhorn.
But yeah. Anything else before we wrap it up? We need to focus on saving our time here.
We need to get better at pacing. I will work on that, but also keep in mind, I'm incredibly average.
And so am I.
It's going to be tough for me to get that down.
Well, hell yeah. I'm Ty Henderson.
I'm Jacob Standard.
And once again,
this is abnormally average.
Oh, God, that's close.
No.
We'll get it next
All
time.
Right, we'll